Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. Love came down at Christmas. Love came down at Christmas. Born to Mary and Joseph, born in a strange place, born on the outskirts of town, born in a stable in the night, the dark of the night, born and washed clean and wrapped in bands of cloth and laid in the manger. Love came down at Christmas. And we who gather in this place, who seek to gaze into the manger, and we look at the child, and what do we see? We see love incarnate, love made human, love born of a human mother, love born of Mary and born of God and born into the world. Born into the world this night to show us, to teach us, to lead us, to invite us into the love of God. Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. In the manger, the newborn infant wrapped in bands of cloth and lying so sound asleep, we look in that face and we see the face of love. The face of love. What is it that the God of the universe, the divine, that which is God, what did God want us to know about God? God wanted us to know about love. That's what God wanted to teach us. No doubt, observing the human condition and looking at the world the way the world is, the way the world was then, the way the world is now, and God looking at God's people, God looking at God's children, God looking at you and me. And what is it that God wanted to teach us, communicate to us, so that we might more than know but experience for ourselves? God looks upon us, upon God's children, upon God's world, and God says, let them know my love. I need them to know my love. I want them to know my love. Divine love. Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely. Love divine. The very essence of God. As God has communicated God's self to us, God has communicated God's self to us as love, made manifest, made human in this Jesus of Nazareth, who will become our Lord, who will become Jesus Christ, who will show us by his life, teach us with his words, and lead us into the love of God if we would but follow him there. So many paths stretch out before us, so many choices, so many ways of life, so many ways of living in relationship with one another, so many ways. So many things to do and people to be, places to go and things to see, and ways of living in this world and relating with one another. So many choices. But this night, we celebrate that love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely. Love divine. Love to show us that there is this way of being in the world. That there is this way of being human. Jesus Christ, the child whose birth we celebrate, whose origins are just lost in the mystery of it all. Just lost in the mystery of it all. And we hear our scriptures struggle to try to say something about this mystery. The mystery of Jesus, this human child, comes into the world in this remote place, at this remote time, embodying the love of God, to show us, to lead us, to invite us, to teach us that there is a way of living together. There is a way of forming friendships, families, communities of all kinds, of all the paths and all the choices before us. One of those choices is always the love of God. We can always choose the love of God. And although it's Christmas, I will say that sometimes choosing the love of God can be difficult. We need only follow Jesus throughout his life. Follow Jesus through the end of his story to see that sometimes we choose not love. We choose the other ways of being, the other ways of relating, the other ways of forming friendships and communities and families. Relationships not grounded in, founded on, built upon the love of God. Tonight, we celebrate. We celebrate tonight. What do we celebrate tonight? We celebrate that love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely. Love divine. Love embodied in this child. Love embodied in this child, wrapped in these bands of cloth and laid in a manger. And this love that we see, this child as he grows and shows us, it knew no bounds. It knows no bounds. All of the kinds of rigid rules that human beings love to make about who's an insider and who's an outsider, who belongs and who doesn't belong, who's allowed in and who is kept out, who is good and who is bad. Jesus does none of that. The love of God sees beyond anything superficial. The love of God sees right into our hearts. And what does the love of God hope to see there? The love of God. This year, may our hearts be that mirror. May our hearts be that mirror. So that when God peers into our hearts, what does God see reflected? God's love. God's love, firmly rooted in our hearts, filling our hearts, filling ourselves, filling our souls, filling everything there is about us. Love is not always easy, but love is the way of this child. Love came down at Christmas. Love, all lovely. Love divine. Love came down at Christmas. Love, divine love, is born this night. Born again this night. Born again in our midst. And born again here in this place at this time. Hear the invitation that this child will speak to you and me over and over again, perhaps even at times pleading. Pleading. Whoever you are, wherever you live, whatever your life is, choose love. Choose love. Choose the way of love. Choose the way of God. Choose love. God's love. God's love. The gift we celebrate this night. The gift that is ours today and always. Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. Love came down at Christmas. Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. Hear the message. Hear the invitation in the coo of this newborn infant. Choose love. Choose love. Choose love. Choose Choose love. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're confronted with, choose love. Choose love. Love is more powerful than we ever give it credit for. Love can accomplish so much more than sometimes we ever believe that it will. But whatever we may believe about love, what we celebrate tonight is that love comes down at Christmas. Love comes down at Christmas. Love, all lovely, love divine. It's the gift God gives to each and every one of us this night and always. Will we accept that gift? Will we open that gift? Will we treasure that gift? Will we tuck that gift into our hearts and carry it with us from this day forward? It is God's hope that we will. It's God's hope that we will choose love. Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. Love incarnate, love manifest in the baby Jesus. May this night, may each and every day, may we who hear the invitation of love, may we take it and live it. Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. It's the gift we receive. It's the gift we take with us. It is love that will make it a Merry Christmas.